Tewoldemedhin, still in the race for Miss World. Top 40 confusion has spread across the Horn of Africa and the Eritrean diaspora after Eritrea's first ever Miss World representative. Tewoldemedhin did not make the preliminary top 60 in the optional top model competition, but missing the top 60 in one category does not mean Snit has been eliminated from Miss World. During the preliminary stages of the competition, contestants take part in several optional fast-track challenges, including top model, sports talent, head-to-head, beauty with a purpose, multimedia, and the People's Choice Award. The top model competition is only one of these challenges. Judges first reduce the large group of contestants to a preliminary top 60 for that particular competition. Failing to make that list simply means a contestant did not advance in the top model challenge. It does not disqualify her from the Miss World competition. The next major target is the official top 40 quarterfinals. There are two main ways for contestants to reach that stage. The first is by winning a fast-track challenge. These include Beauty with a Purpose, the Head-to-Head Challenge, Multimedia, Top Model, and the People's Choice Award. The second route is through the judges. Contestants who do not automatically qualify through a fast-track event can still be selected based on their interviews, overall performance, and their complete Miss World profile. The top 40 is also divided equally among the four major regions, with 10 contestants each from Africa, the Americas and Caribbean, Asia and Oceania, and Europe. For Snit, the road to the top 40 therefore remains open. One of her strongest opportunities is the head-to-head challenge. Snit advanced to the top 5 in Africa alongside contestants from Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, and Zambia. Although South Africa ultimately won the African segment, Snit's strong performance still demonstrated her ability in public speaking, advocacy, and communication. Another important opportunity is the People's Choice Award. Snit has been receiving strong support in the African regional public voting. A win in the People's Choice category would provide an automatic route into the top 40. Snit also has a strong profile for Beauty with a Purpose, another major Miss World category. Her background as a neuroscientist and her advocacy work supporting neurodivergent children through her Designing for Diversity initiative fit closely with the competition's emphasis on purpose and social impact. So the message is clear. The top model result is not the end of Snit's Miss World journey. She remains in the competition, with several possible paths to the top 40 still available. As the competition continues in Vietnam, supporters are being encouraged to stand behind Snit and support her People's Choice campaign. For Eritrea's Snit Tewoldemedhin secures continental top 5 spot in Miss World Head-to-Head Challenge NHA Trang. Vietnam, Eritrea's Miss World representative, Snit Tewoldemedhin, also known as Snit Haptiap, has secured a coveted place in the continental top 5 for Africa in the highly competitive Miss World Head-to-Head Challenge. The Head-to-Head Challenge is considered one of the most demanding fast-track events in the Miss World competition. It tests contestants not only on their public speaking ability, but also on their intelligence, confidence, advocacy, and commitment to issues affecting communities around the world. Standing before an international panel, Tewoldemedhin delivered a powerful and deeply personal presentation that captured the attention of the judges. Now, let us hear her story through her official advocacy speech. Taking the microphone, the 25-year-old neuroscientist and Montessori educator shifted the global spotlight to her deeply personal Designing for Diversity platform. The platform was inspired by her younger sister, Milka, who was born with Down syndrome. Speaking with profound emotion, Snit highlighted the importance of inclusive education and the need to create greater opportunities and support for children with developmental disabilities. She also connected her advocacy to her academic background in neuroscience, explaining how her scientific knowledge has strengthened her belief that research and scientific understanding must be translated into practical, real-world support for children with developmental disabilities. Through her speech, Tewoldemedhin brought together her personal experience, professional knowledge, and commitment to inclusion, while representing Eritrea on one of the world's most prominent international pageant stages. Her achievement places her among the leading African contestants in the head-to-head challenge and keeps her firmly in contention. As the Miss World competition moves forward, thank you.
Africa with Eritrea. Now, Eritrea, you're going to have 2 minutes to answer the question. 15 seconds from when we say time is the maximum you have to wrap up. And the questions for Africa. If you could give every girl in Africa one thing that money cannot buy, what would it be and why?
Thank you so much for this question. Thank you so much for the opportunity to stand here today among my sisters. If there was one thing I could give to this little girl in Africa, it would be the most priceless thing that anyone should be having. It is the gift of purpose. See, when we are in life, we're navigating, we're always watching at who is doing what. It could be fame, it could be money, until we realize none of it means anything. But purpose is actually what drives us to live this life properly, meaningfully. And by the end of their lives, I want them to look back and say, I lived my life and used all the gifts that the Creator has given me to live it purposefully. Everyone in here looks very different. Not even the identical twins are the same. Just as unique as we all are, also our purposes are unique. We all have a special assignment here in this world. So I would remind that little girl to find her purpose and live her life meaningfully. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eritrea. The next person we call forward is Kenya. Kenya, we have 2 minutes for your answer. If we say time, you have 15 seconds to wrap up. And the question for Africa is, if you could give every girl in Africa one thing that money cannot buy, what would it be and why?
Leadership. I will give them the power. Leadership. I believe this is a gift from God that money cannot buy. Everyone can be a leader through votes, through any other method, but it takes a different kind of heart to lead. I will instill in them confidence to believe in themselves and to take up space. As a woman who struggled with low self-confidence during my childhood days, I was afraid to take up space, and I missed a lot of opportunities. But today, I am standing here on the most prestigious pageant, Miss World. I took up space, and that is why I am championing for My Beauty with a Purpose project, which is supporting incarcerated mothers and their children in prison. I am the voice of the voiceless. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kenya. Our next candidate is Nigeria. So as you come to the stage, you have 2 minutes for your answer. We give you a warning with 15 seconds to go. And your question is, if you could give every girl in Africa one thing that money cannot buy, what would it be and why?
Good day, once again, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Morley. 25 years ago, my dream that is now a reality was born. I was inspired by the legendary Abani Derago, who was the first Black African woman and only Nigerian to ever win Miss World. And I will, if I was to give any African girl one thing that money cannot buy, it will be the inspiration of a quote that has been the fuel to my fire. If you dare to dream it, work to achieve it. But make sure you turn that success around to bless the person coming after you. I was inspired many years ago, and I'm blessed to be standing in this room. And that is one thing I could give back, to be an inspiration to as many are willing to have huge dreams, big dreams, especially when people tell you that you cannot, or your dreams are larger than you. That is one thing I would give. And why? Because Young women are capable, they are strong, they're able to do everything they set their heart to do without limit. And that is why I would give them the inspiration that I've received and I hope to give to many more Africans. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nigeria. Our fourth candidate is South Africa. In South Africa, you have 2 minutes to answer this question. We will give you a warning with 15 seconds before we have to wrap up, okay? Here we go. Question. If you could give every girl in Africa one thing that money cannot buy, what would it be and why?
As a young lady that's currently living with endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and fibroids, I had my first encounter with a healthcare professional who surprisingly actually listened to me for the first time last year. And since then, I've been able to get intervention through multiple surgeries, and honestly, it's been life-changing. But there was a moment where I was heavily depressed because everything changed in an instant. I moved from being very active in my community to feeling very hopeless and wondering if I'd ever be able to be strong enough to make a difference. So if there's one thing I'd love to give to every single girl in Africa and the world at large, it's hope. The ability to believe that things will get better in time, even if it doesn't feel like it. As you look at me, you are seeing a descendant of a domestic worker, of a waitress, and also of a vegetable seller. Those are three remarkable women that have raised me and led me to be the person you see today, who've invested in my education and in the work I'm able to do simply because they had hope that it would be possible for me. So, ladies, continue hoping, continue believing. You are the change we all need. Thank you.
Thank you very much, South Africa. Well, one candidate left, and that is Zambia. And Zambia, as you take your place, you have 2 minutes to give your answer with 15 seconds with a warning. And after that time, we would have to stop you. So please answer within the time given. And your question is, if you could give every girl in Africa one thing that money cannot buy, what would it be and why?
The one thing I would give is the power of never giving up. I'll use myself as an example. I've never been one to struggle academically, but when it came to sitting for my medical licensing exam, I didn't make it. This was very confusing to me because I had never failed an exam in my whole entire life. I wanted to give up. It felt like a part of me was taken away. But then I reminded myself that just because I failed this one exam did not make me less of a doctor. It did not mean that I was dumb. So I pushed myself. I forged ahead, and I studied. I studied with tears in my eyes. I studied depressed. I studied sad. And even when I didn't want to do it, I still studied. And that is the power of never giving up. You have to push yourself. And every opportunity that comes to you, you will grab it by the horns and achieve greatness because you have the power of never giving up. If you believe in yourself hard enough and fight for your dreams, you can achieve absolutely everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zambia. Again, incredibly good answers. All the feature of all of the groups has been how strong the answers have been from every candidate. Ladies, just to say to you that we're going to get the judges' marks now. We'll announce the winner of the African group. And please note that the winner will go forward into the top 40 of Miss World. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the result. Our final head-to-head challenge. The winner for Africa, who is fast-tracked to the top 40 of Miss World and is the Africa Continental Champion. That goes to South Africa. Congratulations, South Africa. Wow. Would you like to say a few words, please?
I just really have to say thank you. Opening up about my health struggles was very difficult because there's a lot of shame that comes from being sick, especially in a society that sees women as weak. So to know that despite that pain, I'm still able to make a difference, and it's appreciated. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations, South Africa. And again, to the other ladies, well done. We look forward to seeing you later in the competition.
And those who want to vote, the process is simple. First, visit the official Miss World voting platform, including the relevant Mobstar or One Voting platform, and search for Snit Tewoldemedhin or Snit Habtab. Next, create an account or sign in using the available registration options. Then open Snit's official profile and select the vote button beneath her photograph. Supporters can also share her profile with friends, family, and communities to encourage more people to participate. Where additional voting options are officially available, supporters may choose to use them as well. The top model announcement may have caused disappointment, but it does not define Snit's journey. Her Miss World campaign is still moving forward, and the race for the top 40 remains open. For Eritrea and its supporters around the world, the message is simple. One preliminary result does not decide the entire competition. There are still opportunities ahead, and Snit is still in the race. Step-by-step instructions. How do we vote for Snit? Follow these simple steps to help Snit advance to the top 40.1. Go to the website. Access the official Miss World website or the Mobstar One Voting Portal voting application and search for Snit Tewoldemedhin or Snit Habtab. Register, sign up, log in. Quickly register using your email address or your Facebook account. Open Snit's profile. Once you find Snit's official profile, click to open it. 4. Cast your vote. Click on the vote icon, vote button, located beneath her picture to confirm your vote. If you have the opportunity, purchase additional votes or share the link with everyone to increase her total vote count. Thank you so much for watching and for your ongoing support. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. To make things easier for you, the complete English narration you just heard has been translated into Tigrinya. You can find the full translation right now in the description section below.